Hi guys!
Welcome back to Sisters in the City with me, Anna Vakili.
And me, Mandy Vakili.
And today we have the most beautiful
Greek goddess.
That's what I was going to say. Cypriot Greek goddess, Antigoni.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
You give me goddess vibes.
I know.
I was going to say that and then you said that. That's really weird.
We were thinking the same thing. And guys,
Blush.
she is a singer, okay? And watch this space. She's going to be Beyonce levels one day.
Listen, we've got to manifest.
100%. So basically, we know Antigoni from like before Love Island.
We actually know her from Gingerbread and Cowsley.
Right.
We were at a restaurant and he was like, we know her. And I was like, what?
Yeah. First it was like, have you done anything with her?
I've known them like my whole life, like since I was like a teenager, because like North London Cypriot community.
We met Antigoni, we said hello. And then next thing you know, she was on Love Island.
Yeah, when I saw you on Love Island, I was like, what is going on? Like, I think you were the first, were you before Tanyel?
I was.
Yeah, so you were the first person that I actually know
Knew,
that went on it. How was your, like, we're going to do the Love Island bit really briefly because like, it is boring, but like, you have to ask about it. It's just one of those things. I still get asked about it.
Of course.
So how was your experience overall, like with Love Island?
Like, it was great for me, honestly. Like, it kind of, I had fun. It kind of changed my life in many ways. I feel like I came across as who I am.
Oh, good.
So that was like a blessing for me. So I couldn't be mad. Like, because
for me, I feel like it showed a lot of my like rowdy fiery side, which is me as well. Yeah. But it didn't show enough of my like soft side.
Well, yeah, because if someone was to ask me, because we've obviously got to know each other quite a lot, especially over like the last year.
Yeah.
To ask you to describe you, I would say you're very soft.
Yeah.
And like very calm. She is.
Yeah. Everyone describes me like that.
She's a sensitive girlie. Like, she is a soft.
I
Mandy, maybe I wouldn't say you're soft.
I don't think so.
I am.
No, I don't think you're that
you know her better
soft.
than me. You're her sister.
Well, everyone else describes me like that
I know,
as well.
it's so mad because when I was in Cyprus and I was like talking to people and I was like, yeah, like Anna's actually more like tough than me. And they were like, no. They were like, she's way more soft than you. I was like, I'm the soft one. Hello.
Mandy, you don't give soft. Man.
No.
You give like, I would want, like, if I was going to be in a fight, I would want you in my team.
Oh my
God.
Like, I would want you, like, to, like, I would not want to be your enemy.
You
absolutely terrified.
You don't want to be her enemy.
No. I wouldn't want to be either of your enemy, but I like...
That's because everyone would fucking be scared.
Right.
All right?
Any problems, they're coming for you.
Maybe because you're my older sister, I don't see you as that soft.
But you definitely give me like soft but very confident girly.
Right.
Like, do you know what? Like, I really love your confidence.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean? I just wish I had your confidence.
You do, though, in many ways. But, like, look, do you know what? I think it's good days and bad days. Like, I have days where I literally am, like, so confident, so in my power. And then I have days where I'm, like, so anxious. And I'm, like, my best friend Fiola's here. And I'll be, like, on the phone.
Shout out Fiona.
Shout out Fiona, everyone. But, like, she would tell you, like, I have my moments. But like, then she gasses me up. And
I think you're just good at staying in your positive, like, mind frame.
Yeah, and I am. I think I am overall, like, good at looking at the...
And I think also Antigoni's like a fucking fitness baddie, yeah?
Yeah.
She can sit 0 rolls, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Zero rolls.
I've, like, recently, like, trimmed up. Like,
Look at that body, Rev.
I would love to be able to sit in
I could never never on my sofa. Even in my clips, you'll see with my clothes on, there's rolls.
Imagine being able to come to the podcast
and just be, I can't
you
make
both
it.
can. You're actually being ridiculous.
Honestly.
I was just with these girls on holiday in a bikini and they both...
We were cellulite and she was slaying.
Bad in a good way, not bad as in bad way.
That's why I think Antigoni as well, she's so positive because like she trains and she releases all that negative energy in the gym.
True.
That's what I was trying to get.
No,
Really?
mentally,
I know.
it does help. It does help a lot. Like,
I know if it helps, then bitch, you need to get in the gym because you're a dark cloud.
Anna,
I'm going through trauma bonds
Hit the gym
and healing and like breakups.
Take your
I've been going through the breakup.
Take your trauma to the treadmill, Rav. Okay? Take it there.
No, honestly, I'm telling you. So when I went through like my first like big breakup, I was in a relationship for 9 years and like it was like towards the end of lockdown. And at that period, like me and Fiola were training every day. She was coming to my house in the morning. We were training. So before we broke up, I was already in this routine. So when we broke up, we were still in that routine. So I naturally kept training. And then I started to realize the days that I didn't train, I was way more emotional, way more out of control with my mind, like way more in my feelings, crying more. So I actually realized this like thing between training and not training. You release mental energy. Even if you just go and you do a light workout and you stretch and whatever, it's just I think there's something about it that definitely helps.
I feel like it's like a fact that most people say, like, if you exercise, it helps your mental health. But the thing
is, Cowsley probably gets through all these traumas because 100%. He spends like 5 hours in the gym.
He says it. He says, like, if I don't train, I'd be even worse. But like I was going to say, I know people that are negative and they still train. So imagine what they'd...
That is true. Good thing they do.
Imagine what they'd be like if they didn't train.
Yeah.
So
And by the way, at least I have a reason to be negative. You don't. Anyway, moving on.
It's true. I'm negative for no reason.
Exactly. I'm going through shit.
Yeah.
You've been going through shit since 2000 and fucking...
What's your excuse?
22,
when I'm back from...
Wait, sorry, Antigoni. We're just going to have a little arg. I've been going through shit for 1 year. I've had breakups. If we're talking about, it's been 1 year. I've been going through breakups. If we're talking about arguing, you've been going through that as well. Anyway,
when I'm back from this tour, do you want to come gym with me?
I feel really insecure training around you.
Don't be ridiculous. First of all, like, we'll go gym.
I can't do one push-up.
You feel insecure training around the male species?
No, I don't care, because you know what I realised? When I go to the gym, I don't look at anyone else. So then you realise no one's looking at you either. I mean, they might look and have a little, but like...
Yeah, I feel like they look.
I go to a lot of classes as well. You guys are local, right? Like, I go to these really good classes. You just come to these classes.
I can't do classes. I get anxiety. People like are doing...
It's all women in these classes,
I can't do one push-up, babe.
Doesn't matter, because you can just do your own pace.
All right, we'll try.
Let's get to women's only classes.
Yeah.
We'll give it a go. We'll slowly become lesbians.
Maybe that's the answer.
Okay, so I really want to know, Antigoni, would you ever go on Love Island Allstars?
Do you know what? Like, I want to say no, because I don't think I would, but I never say never.
Yeah.
Never say never, because you just don't know. I think, like, if you get the call up every year about, like, would you consider and I'm like, I don't think so.
Do you think about it, or is it just like...
I don't think I would do it, like, but I never say never, because do you know what, if it came down to it and it was like, I'm bored and it's January and I'm single, then maybe I just would. But do you know what actually, like, puts me off going? There's a couple of things. One, I, like, got away with, like, doing nothing last time I was there. Like, I didn't even do any challenges. It was like, snog this boy, or, them games when you have to, like, snog 7 guys. And, like, I didn't do any of that. I didn't do it. So
why?
Like, because they didn't happen while I was there. I got lucky. So I'm like, I got away with, like, doing nothing, and I kind of love that. So part of me doesn't want to do it for that reason. But I think, there's still ways that you can carry yourself how you want to, even if you do play those games and stuff. But the other reason is, I just don't know who I would actually fancy from the previous seasons. Like, there's not, like, anyone in the previous cast that I'm like, oh, I'd want to date him.
Yeah. They're both the reasons, my same reasons.
Well, actually, there's one guy, but he'd never go on.
Who?
I'll tell you off camera.
No,
I'll tell you off camera.
You gotta tell me.
I'll tell you off camera.
I know who it is.
Who?
Ovi.
No. I'll tell you off camera. You won't expect it.
Anyway, I feel like you can go on Love Island and not do the challenges, like, in that way.
I've
seen people, like, snog this person and they just peck.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
And they're like, do your favourite sex position, and they just, like, quickly, like, lean forward, and they're like,
in a classy way.
Yeah.
Doggy in a classy way.
I think you should do it. You should do it.
I mean, listen, never say never.
I mean, you're still young. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's like,
I'm not that young.
Babe, I'm 35.
How old are you, She?
I'm 29.
29?
Yeah, she's young. That's when I turned 29 on Love Island.
When you first went on it?
Yeah.
Wow.
For me now, 35, standing around the fire pit, it's like,
right.
I feel a bit awkward about that.
How would your family feel about you going on?
Look, they back me in the sense of, like, they know that I wouldn't, like, let them down.
Yeah.
So I think, like, it's not just my family, it's also my community. Like, like, now when I go to Cyprus, I get a lot of people that come to me, young Cypriot girls, and they're like, you're the only Cypriot girl that went on Love Island, and you, like, did us really proud and things like that. So that would be in my mind, my family's in my mind. But then that makes me wonder, like, am I boring to go on it? Because I am going to be, like,
no,
just because a certain way.
No, just because you're not going to
classy.
Yeah.
And if you have to be classy and be boring at the same time, it's worth it.
It's true, yeah.
It's worth it. Anyway, the reason why Antigoni is actually here is because she's got some juicy
story
tea. Right, so when we were in Cyprus before I got sick and everything was going well, I could tell from her stories on Instagram that she was basically...
My close friend stories.
Yeah, she was going through it. Like, I could tell, her eyes, I could just tell from your eyes, they were watery and
she
you were losing weight.
When your friend's there for you throughout heartbreak, and I was like, okay, this bitch has got tea.
And she was losing weight. And when you lose weight that fast, it's either heartbreak
like
or Monjaro. Yeah. And she don't need Monjaro. So I just knew it was heartbreak. And I was like, what's going on? Like, I knew that something was. I actually messaged you, didn't I? I was
yeah,
like,
you did. You sent me such a nice message. You were like, you said something to me. You were like, you're so rare. Like, don't let anybody ever. Like, it was just such a
Did
nice
I
message.
message you?
I think you both did. And I think you both did. And it actually, but like Anna's message actually made me cry. But I was like crying every 5 minutes at that point.
You always have to beat me. What did I say?
no, because no, I had to.
Let me see. Let's see.
You have to make it about you, don't you? The reason why I messaged you is because when I saw your videos and like your pictures and stuff, and I knew you were going through it, it reminded me of like obviously me going through it the last year.
Because I saw you when you were heartbroken in Dubai, and it was just like,
so I could just feel your pain through the screen. So I thought I'd just like message you.
So Anna said to me, she goes, I knew something because I posted like a silly video on my close friends of like me and the girls like going to this like Greek night, but like 5 minutes before we walked into the club I was like crying. And then my friends were like in the background going, all right, take enough crying, you got to get us a table now. And I was like, nothing like your friends to like bring you back to earth. And then so like you replied to that going, I knew something was wrong, babe, could tell in your eyes, in your story, you're so beautiful, talented, pure soul, amazing, unbelievable energy, you are so rare, and it in time it gets easier, you'll look back on this and see. And I actually cried. I was like
because it does get easier in time
for sure,
if you don't keep making the same mistakes. That is gonna say.
I mean
did Mandy message you?
Yeah, I think I'm checking Mandy's message now. Wait. No,
Mandy.
I'm sure I did.
Mandy, you didn't.
No, but you did reply when I posted the song, like the little teaser of the song.
Lies. Wait, let me check mine.
Oh, no, you sent me a sad face.
See?
Yes.
Told you I said something.
She did send me a sad face. And then we said catch up when I see you.
Oh my God.
But Mandy always gasses me up. Like Mandy replies like one of my MCMs like to my stories like with fire emojis.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, so basically we were sitting having a drink and she was basically telling us about her heartbreak because obviously we clocked through her Instagram that she was going through it. And then when she started the story, we were like, wait a minute. Save this for the podcast because it was like one of those stories.
It wasn't a normal story.
Yeah, it was wild. So we're going to start from the beginning, yeah? I'm going to start off by just saying, I was seeing your like stories with this tall guy, 6 foot something. And I was like,
dangerous, like, taller they are, more hidden secrets.
It's my weakness, tall men.
Yeah, and I was like, but do you know what? I genuinely in my heart was like, I'm so happy for her. Like, she deserves it. Because I remember last year in Dubai, we were talking about, you were like, I'm ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then what happened? Like, what happened?
Do you know what it is though? Sometimes like when it's like so good so quickly, like it's just
But this is the crazy thing about it is that like it was just good. It wasn't like he didn't love bomb me. It wasn't anything like this is too good to be true. It was just good.
There was no red flags?
I mean, we'll get into it. Like,
I start from the beginning.
First of all, can I just say I'm so nervous? Like, I've never come on a podcast and like talked about my personal life.
You don't seem nervous at all, bitch.
No, but
Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous sitting here with you talking about it, but I'm nervous about talking about my personal life. Like
it's gonna go viral. His life is gonna be ruined. That's planned.
Listen, we're not. And you have a nickname.
Okay, go on, nickname. I love it. Everyone puts
nickname. So the funny thing
is,
my mum always nicknames guys that I date, and she'll always give them like a slightly mean nickname, like just because she's just like that. My mum.
Yeah.
So she nicknamed him Cadet.
Cadet.
Because he was in the army, but he was like, did well in the army. But like a cadet is like a very small entry level.
Is it? I didn't know that.
So my mum used to call him the Cadet. And he used to really not like it.
She used to say it to him.
Yeah.
No way, your mum.
My mum's mean to guys I date until they like land their way in. Like my ex, who I was with for a long time, my mum actually loved him, but she was so mean to him until like so many years in.
I love that. God. She's like, you have to earn it.
Yeah, you have to earn your place. And like, but yeah, she kind of like had a feeling about this guy anyway.
Did she? Mum's always right.
Know.
Yeah. They're always right.
So Cadet is the nickname. And he knows it's his nickname. So he's gonna know this is about him.
Well, the thing is, like, the reason as well, like I wanted to come and talk about this is because I have written a song about it. I wrote the day after it all happened, I was literally like a broken woman. And I just sat at the piano and I wrote this song in like an hour and it was like therapy. It just poured out of me and it just basically like said everything I wanted to say. And I was like, you know what? I've put what's happened in a song. So I might as well talk about it because...
give meaning to the song.
Exactly. And also the concept of the song's called Man Behind the Wall. And the concept of it is that like, well, I was really dating somebody that I didn't know. Mm-hmm. Like I was with this person for 6 months, cool. That's not like so long, but it's long enough.
Oh,
like, for it to make an impact in your life. And like, I was like, yeah, like, I feel like so many girls and women, because I posted like teasers of the song now, because it's coming out I think when this episode comes out, it would have come out yesterday.
Okay.
So people can hear it now. But I've had so many messages being like, oh my God, like I had a woman comment on my thing being like, I was with someone for 27 years married and I felt like I didn't know them. And that was like the whole concept of the song, because like, you know, so to go back to what we were saying before, like I met this guy.
Wait, before you go on,
yeah.
I just want to say, don't you think it's like, as an artist, when you go through such pain like you've just gone through, don't you think your best art is them? Like the best poets, the best songwriters, singers. I'm pretty sure even actors and actresses, right?
Yeah,
when they go through pain.
Life. Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, for sure. Yeah. I've written so many, like my song Over was written about a heartbreak. Like I've had so many of my songs have been so directly linked to things that have happened. And you know, I can go to the studio sometimes and be like, cool, I want to write this vibe today, I want to do this, and it's fun, it's creative, but it's like a spiritual experience when you feel something and it just outpours out of you. And that's what happened with this song.
That's why it's special.
I just sat at the piano and I just like straight away sung this. It goes, 6 months I gave to you and I didn't know you at all. Whose were the eyes I looked into? Who's the man behind the wall? And I was like,
oh, I got goosebumps.
Oh, this is real. Like,
oh my God, sing more.
And it doesn't matter about like
I
how.
want to sing more.
Oh, she's gonna sing it at
I'll
the
sing
end.
The whole song
at
for
the
you
end.
if you want.
But
you?
Yeah, I want her to sing the whole song at the end.
Love you. My nail's broken. It's ick.
But you know what? It doesn't matter if it's been 6 months or like 6 years. Sometimes it's not about the time. It's like the intensity. Some people are with someone for 6 years and it's not that intense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I think.
So tell us like the beginning. You met him. The nickname Cadet. So you obviously met your mum.
Yeah. So we met, and like it was like I went on a date with him, and I was like we met like online, like he DM'd me, and we had like a mutual friend. So like I did a like quick like a message on mutual friend, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, is he cool? He's asked me to go for a drink. And our mutual friend was like, yeah, he's a really good guy. Like, go.
It's all your mutual friend's fault.
No, it's not his fault, to be fair, because I don't think he knew, because I don't think anyone really knows this guy. Like, really.
No one knows him.
But I will tell him I actually need to catch up with this guy and be like, don't give him a good CV for anybody else in the future.
Bad referencing.
So anyway, I went on this date, and literally it was one of those dates where I was like, click straight away. Like I voice noted Fiona in the bathroom. I was like, now this guy's good. Like I was like, he's really tall, he's really handsome, he's funny, he's smart. Like that's the thing for me. I really look for someone who's intelligent now in like my life, the stage I'm at. I need somebody that like mentally stimulates me.
What's that called? Sapiosexual?
I don't know. I think so.
Sapiosexual.
But like, you know, I wouldn't say that that's what I am, because both is just as important to me. Like I have loads of male friends that mentally stimulate me, but I don't fancy them.
Right.
So it's like I need both. Like
I need the chemistry, the connection, the click, and like someone that's intelligent enough to give you stimulate conversation.
Exactly. So anyway, really good date, really good vibe, whatever. And we just started dating, and it was honestly just like very good, very easy, very consistent. He didn't do too much, but he did just enough. Like I made a joke to him on the first date being like, because we both said we're not really that big texters that much. And I was like, but obviously you've got to text me every morning saying good morning, beautiful. And he pretty much did every day. Text me good morning, beautiful. Like,
why am I orange?
Yes. And anyway, and it was just good and consistent. We were like, you know, we would do chill dates. We would go for dinner. We would go to art galleries. We would go to like a salsa bar, and he didn't take himself too seriously. Like he was just like a good vibe. And he
sounds like the dream guy.
It was like really, like it was really nice. Like,
and like what happened when you introduced him to your family? Was that like,
so
it just must have felt right?
It just felt right. Like, so I think at this point we were dating for like 3 months, and it was Easter. So I ended up inviting him to come and spend like Greek Easter with my family. So he did. He came and spent Easter with my family, and like, you know, had a nice chat with my dad or whatever. My mum like didn't really give them too much attention because she's kind of like that. But then he met them a few other times. He came to like my shows, obviously, that I had at the time. We came for dinner with like my sister and our husband.
Oh, wow.
And like, you know, so like we were integrated in each other's lives, and it was nice. Like, you know.
It was intense then.
It was intense, but it was chill. Like, you know, we would see each other maybe once or twice a week. I'd go stay at his midweek, and then we'd do something on the weekend.
Did you love him?
I thought I did. But now I feel like I thought that I'd just really started to fall for him when it all kind of went down. But now I look at it and I'm like, you weren't even who I thought you were. Because the thing is, right?
Did he say I love you to you? Was there like...
We never really said like, there was a time where he was like drunk and he said it. And it was like, I was like, and I literally replied saying, I'm going to need to hear this when you're sober.
Okay.
And then he was like, you will. So it was like
It was
implied.
coming though.
Love was implied, but it wasn't. We weren't like, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Okay.
But anyway, so we I will just get to the point. Basically, we like it got to like maybe, I guess we were like 5 months in now, and something happened, right, where he thought something had happened with someone from my past. I actually bumped into someone that I know from Dubai when I was in Dubai. But at this point, I'd only been dating him. I nearly said his name. I'd nearly been only been dating him for 2 weeks when I bumped into this guy. And then months later, he brought it up. He was like, oh, you know that guy? Like, my brother saw you on his Snapchat in Dubai.
Wait, Tick, so you're saying 2 weeks into seeing Cadet,
Yeah.
he...
2 weeks into seeing Cadet, I went to Dubai.
Okay.
And I bumped into this guy that I know, that I used to date a little bit.
Yeah.
Months later, he randomly brought that up and was like, because this guy's name came up and he goes, oh, you know him, you saw him in Dubai. And I said, yeah, I saw him in Dubai. I said, to be transparent, by the way, like we had a little thing like a while ago. And he was like, oh, when was that? I was like, oh, like 2 years ago. So he was like, okay, cool.
This is 5 months later.
This is but, you know, like 3, no, like this is but like, yeah, like 4 months later. And then he's like all quiet at dinner now. And I'm like, what's up? You're being very monosyllabic. What's going on? And he goes, no, nothing. 5 minutes later, I just find it hard to believe that nothing happened in Dubai. And I go, okay, why? And he goes, well, because you never mentioned it. I go, I'd been dating you for 2 weeks. So I wasn't going to randomly mention that I bumped into someone. Second of all, if I did do something, I wouldn't have been doing anything wrong because I'd known you for 2 weeks. So I would just admit it now. Yeah, something happened. Me and you said we were like exclusive after a month or whatever.
Yeah.
We weren't at that point. So...
Irrelevant.
Anywho, the
also,
point
people
is,
don't just bump into their exes and just start ripping each other's clothes off.
well, exactly, like, yeah, so I said,
Right.
just because I bumped into somebody that I hadn't even slept with this guy, I don't ever kissed him. It really wasn't that deep.
Yeah.
Whatever, he was just being like, obviously
Insecure.
But he'd never like acted jealous, and this is like key information. He'd never acted jealous or insecure. He always presented himself like very together, very reasonable, very, you know, good, like that. And anyway, so he said to me, from that point, I felt like something had shifted. Just a little thing. I felt like there was a little energy shift and something in my gut twisted. And that's interesting because the timing of it later made sense. Anyway, whenever. Time goes on and it's like, you know, we're like 5 months in now. And me and Fiona went to Mykonos. And while I was in Mykonos, he was just kind of a bit off with me. And I thought, okay, maybe he's just feeling jealous and he's trying to hold it down. So I was really loving to him while I was away. And he was going to Saint-Tropez after. I was like, let me give him lots of love while I'm away. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, because you're in Mykonos, a party island.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's just like in his feelings.
Totally. And but the thing is, I'm like good at making my person feel secure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so.
And Tick did say in Cyprus that she needs to be with someone that's very trusting,
very
definitely. Confident, very secure.
Yeah, you
someone
were
that's like got a lot of trust because she's got trouble a lot for work as well. She's a singer. She's always on tour, performing, and you know.
Yeah.
And you need someone that's going to be really chill, really laid back.
100%. I said this to him on the first date though, so it's like I gave him the blueprint of who he needed to be. On the first date, I said one of the things I look for in a man is someone who's very secure. Because I was like, listen, I'm on stage, half naked, I travel, I'm very friendly, my life makes me social, but I am so 100% loyal to the person that I'm with. I have like blinkers on when I'm in a relationship. So I need somebody that's secure enough in themselves and to know that like they're not going to doubt me. I will do what I need to make that person feel secure. And also a little bit of healthy jealousy isn't bad. You know, tell me you better fucking watch yourself.
Yeah,
I like that. Like, you know, I don't want a nonchalant man. Like boring.
Yeah.
I want a guy who's going to show me a little bit of, you know,
like a balance.
I agree.
But don't tell me what to wear and don't actually hinder my progress because of the fact that like I want a guy that is. We walk into a room and he's like, shine. Like, go ahead and shine. Like, and he loves it. He's like, that's my baby. Like, I want a guy who's front row at my shows and is just like,
that's my girl.
Do you know what I mean?
But he was like that at the beginning.
He acted like that. You know, like when he came to my shows, he was so sweet. Like he was there at the beginning, all the way to the end. Like, you know, so like waited for me to speak to everybody and then take me home. Like he did all the right stuff. Like he had so many qualities in a man that I actually did look for.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and even to the point of like his politics and things like that aligned with like my parents. Like I was like, I know he'd get along really well with my dad when he meets him properly and things like that. So
you're in Mykonos and he's being off with you.
He's being off with me.
Okay.
And what a vibe kill.
Right. And like, you know, because I'd be...
to me, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, because you're there having, like, you want to have a holiday and then, like, he's giving her bad vibes.
Yeah, I mean, like soon after, I was like, we could have done this before Mykonos, like.
Do you know what I mean? I was 100% loyal to this guy when I was in Mykonos. Didn't flirt with anyone, nothing. Just to come out and find out that he's...
Find out, go on.
So anyway,
tell them all.
So we...
Hi, guys.
This episode of Sisters in the City is brought to you by the Use Switch Mobile Network of the Year, giffgaff. As you guys know, our career is being online. Whether it's the podcast or creating the perfect Instagram feed, you can always trust us to be using data. So if you use data as much as us, then you'll want to know that giffgaff are now offering unlimited data for their lowest price ever, only £15 a month. It was previously £25 a month. So you'll be saving £10 a month and £180 over the course of your 18-month contract. Get your hands on this amazing offer at giffgaff.com. Ends 4th of December 2025 at 11:59 p.m. 18-month commitment and then £25 a month. Existing members must opt into promo via our app to access. Fair usage policy, data roaming restrictions and terms apply. See giffgaff.com/terms. See uswitch.com/telecoms-awards for award verification.
Then he goes to Saint-Tropez, and while he's away, like he's doing all like he's FaceTiming when he's in the club and he's doing all the right things and whatever.
Yeah.
I had a little moment where I bugged out in Saint-Tropez because someone sent me a video and was like,
Mykonos.
"Oh, isn't this your?" When he was in Saint-Tropez.
Oh, when he was in Saint-Tropez.
I was like, "Isn't this like your boyfriend?" Whatever, like, and it wasn't anything bad. But it kind of looked like he was talking to someone. But I was like, you know what? If there was videos of me in Mykonos, I might have been chatting in a friendly way and it could look bad. So I was like, let me not. But I kind of made a comment to him. I was like, oh, my friend saw you today. And like, you know, apparently you were talking to, like, I made a little, but I wasn't even being mad about it. But, you know, but he got so defensive and was like, I didn't give you any grief when you were in Mykonos. And no. And I go, like, he goes, you know, you didn't FaceTime me once when you were like at a table, blah, blah, blah. And I go, what are you talking about? You never told me you wanted me to do that. I was like, I was calling you while I was like in my downtime so we could talk. I'm not going to call you so we can go
in
like
when the
5
clubs,
minutes. Like,
yeah.
And also, if you'd have said to me that that's something that you wanted, I would have done it.
Yeah.
But like for me, I'd rather you call me when you're chilling at the villa, not when you're standing there. Like it's irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I also feel like FaceTiming someone in a club or it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't, because you can FaceTime in a club while you're being good for 2 minutes, then you can go do what you want.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
It doesn't mean anything.
But I never had a reason to like doubt his like loyalty or anything like that. Like, you know, he's such a busy guy as well. Like, even when I was with him, like from the moment he woke up, he'd be working really hard to the moment, you know.
I think he's the opposite of me. From time you're even booking a flight on fucking Skyscanner to Saint-Tropez, it's a problem.
Well, the thing is, when we got together, we already had these holidays booked. And also, no, I want to be
it's true. It's
I
early on.
also want to be in a relationship where we can do that. Like, I go to Mykonos and I'm 100% loyal.
You're
like,
a female.
You know, I know, but do you know what? A secure, strong man, and the man I'm going to end up with is going to be able to do that. My sister's husband, like, you know, he's an amazing man. God, like, I'm being too nice to him now. I'm always bullying him. But he is an amazing, like, you know, they go on holidays, they do their thing, but he's just a secure, real person.
He's the exception to the
Maybe,
rule.
but we're going to fight. Like, I don't deserve anything less than the exception, and neither do any
It's
of
true.
us. So
You know
like,
what?
you know,
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie, like, I sound contradictory, but like, obviously Gingerbread doesn't go Mykonos, doesn't go Saint-Tropez, but funny thing is, I know if he did, he would be loyal to me.
100%.
And I can say that with confidence. Like, if he did, I know.
Yeah.
So there is exceptions to the rule. There is that, you know, the smaller percentage that we can find.
Exactly. But anyway, so we get back, and since then, that's like my gut feeling felt off. I found myself in this relationship feeling insecure, anxious, and that's just not what I'm like. It's not my character. And, you know,
he brought that out of
you.
He
brought that out of me. And it was obviously my gut instinct. And I was like, I need to have a conversation. And I just felt like he was always someone that was like, I'm not good with my words. I'm like more actions driven. And his actions were always consistent. So I guess I felt like I didn't need the words, but it got to the point where it's like, I want to be able to come to my person for reassurance, and they make me feel good. Like if
100%.
when I called him in Saint-Tropez, he could have just said to me, stop being an idiot. None of these girls in the beach club have anything on you. I've got you, babe. Chill.
Yeah. And they
could
would
have
have
just
been
said
done.
that to me, and that would have been it.
But you know what it is? Men feed off of our insecurities and our vulnerability. They feed off it. But it makes them feel like a man. It's like they start growing into like some powerful Hulk.
A weak man, yeah.
It's true. It's like for them, that's their like juice.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know,
whereas they should really be like, in that moment, when you're feeling like you need reassurance, he could easily in a second kill all of your worries, insecurities, everything.
And an exceptional man would.
Exactly. The right man would.
Yeah, because they have emotional intelligence.
Exactly. So, you know, like he was always like, I'm not really that good with words, but the actions were always enough. But then when the actions stopped being enough and I started to have this feeling, I needed the words, and like that was missing. And like, you know, the guy has had a very difficult life, like I will say. And that was like, part of the reason why I admired him, because he's successful, he's intelligent, he speaks well, and all of these things, considering where he came from to where he is, was something that I actually thought was quite remarkable. But the truth is, he was hiding the fact that he was not healed. He had all this trauma, baggage.
He was not remarkable.
He wasn't. He was in a way. I'll give you a good analogy about it later. But anyway, to get to the point, I was like, I need to go and have a conversation with him and basically say to him, like, you're not loving enough for me right now. And I don't want to end it, but I cannot be I know myself. I basically went to him and I just was like, we need to like have a conversation. And he was like, look, I was like, look, I just feel like lately the energy's like shifted between us. And I was like, I don't feel like I get this reassurance from you. And I said to him, I was like, do you want to be in this relationship? And then he goes, look, like, I don't know. And I said, we're done then. We're done then.
Yeah, you don't want
And
someone that doesn't know.
Yeah, and he was like, well, no, it's not that. I don't think you're perfect for me. He's like, I actually think you're the perfect girl for me. He was like, I just find it really hard to like make space in my life and like to open up and all of this stuff and all, blah, blah,
avoidant.
blah. Complete avoidant. And I said to him, I was like, look, I actually feel like I'm like, if I've fallen for you, but I am self-aware enough to know that this will not work if I don't have that level of like, my needs being met. Like, I'm very, and he said, you're not even high. He literally said it. He was like, you've not ever put this pressure on me. You've actually been perfect. He said, like, and he was like, I just find it really hard to open up. Basically, we ended up breaking up and it was really sad. And like, I was crying and like, he even got very emotional. I like even shed a tear. Like, and I was like, what
reasons was he given at this point though?
He was just saying that he just finds it really hard to like open up. And, based off of like what he's been through in his life, I took that for face value. And
is he saying I'm not emotionally available? Like,
he was just basically saying like, I just find it really hard to like let somebody in. And he was like, I can feel that I'm making you unhappy. And then that feels like it's suffocating me, even though you're not doing anything to make me feel like that and whatever.
Mm.
But essentially like the truth is I kind of left his house that day and I felt like I was so sad and I just thought, you know what, he's a good man. He just needs to grow up. And I was like, I was proud of myself that I was able to walk away when nothing really bad had happened. But I was like, I just know that this isn't making me happy. But deep down, I thought, you know what, maybe he'll go and grow a bit. And like, I'll go and have my summer and take my time. And like, at some point, maybe we'll reconnect. It's like, that was in my head, like, and I got on
because that does happen, there's a lot of relationships there, like where it's the right person, not the right time.
Exactly.
And then later on they come together. That's usually when someone's got commitment issues.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say that the right person is timeless.
No,
some people. What do you believe?
I believe right person, right time. Because sometimes like you might meet someone, they're the right person, but they're really young and they still want to experience things.
Yeah.
And like later on when they've done all their like they experience everything, then they're ready.
Yeah,
100%.
And some people do actually have commitment issues.
They do,
and
some
they have
people
to
are
go through
just
it.
not ready yet. Like some people, it's also circumstances. Like, if you're somebody who like a lot of your friends are settled down, you're going to be more likely to settle down.
100%.
Whereas if there's a guy who all his friends are single, they're just in a different place in their life. Like, like there's someone that I was like talking to that I was like, oh, you could actually really be husband material, but I just don't know if you're ready to like,
settle down.
And you start to see these things.
I want to be that girl who's with that guy who's the first one in the group who doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, who doesn't care, that the alpha, the leader.
The leader.
But that Jessie Reyes song?
Yeah.
Be me. So I literally listened to that.
She might be coming on the podcast,
Stop! Oh my God.
We love
Can
her.
I come and watch? Because I love her.
Yeah, we love her.
So when I left his house, I got on the Northern Line and I cried. I listened to that song on repeat and I bawled. And people in London are mean, nobody even asked me what was wrong. I was literally sitting in the corner like this. I was like, yeah.
It's
I heard that men never choose. I was like, so crying. And I was like listening to that song and I was like, it's so true because so many men, like they emotionally develop later and then the girl that was that one for them.
They lose them.
They lose them because that girl is not gonna like...
take their shit.
And they end up with a yes girl who, tolerates their bullshit and that they never really respect, so they're never really fulfilled with. And I really felt like with Cadet, like he's either going to grow and like, maybe we'll reconnect or he'll just end up with someone like that. Now, a bit of context of what I knew about him before. He'd mentioned to me quite early on that his previous relationships had been toxic. And I remember saying to him, I'll let you know right now, I don't do toxic relationships. So if that's you,
Bye-bye.
keep it moving. So he knew from the get-go he couldn't do toxic with me. And he also knew from the get-go that I was looking for someone secure. Anyway. Oh, also, before I went and had this conversation where we broke up, that day I went to the church. And I'm not really like particularly, like I actually would say I'm quite religious, but like I never really go to church like that. But when I lived in Greece, I used to go and light a candle in the church every week. I would always light 3 candles, like for different reasons. And this day I went with my friend to the church. And I knew I was having this conversation. So I lit this candle and I said, God, I was like, if this man is for me, just show me. And if he isn't, just show me. So I lit this candle, whatever. Now, the next day I wake up and I'm all sad, like this breakup's happened, whatever. And something just told me to just go and have a look at some stuff.
Do a bit of stalking.
Just do a little bit of digging. And normally I'm not like, I didn't go and look at who he's following. All of this, while we were together, I did none of that. I didn't do any of it. My friend who's a little bit crazy told me about this website where you can type someone's Instagram in and you can see who they've followed in order and who's followed them in order.
Wow.
So I was like,
What's this website?
Just type in recently followed. Yeah.
No, the website.
It's called Recently Followed.
Oh, the website's called Recently Followed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Genius,
you can put
yeah?
in, I had to pay for it. I paid a £5.
No way. You have
Worth every fucking pound.
Best £5 I ever spent. God paid for that £5, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I put this in. And the first thing I see is pure thirst. He has been following countless girls and is in their recent likes. Girls that aren't even following him. Like, it was like, slim girls, thick girls, tall girls, blonde, brunette, ratchet,
he's a dog.
classy. Honestly, it was like a girls' school.
It's like
I was like,
all types.
We don't
I
even know
was
what he's
like,
typing.
are you not embarrassed? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, you're my old boyfriend and this is what you've been doing.
Oh my God.
So
That's why you
anyway,
should have done this earlier.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
saved
but
yourself
you know
6
what?
months.
The timing was perfect because I found out everything I needed to when I needed to, right?
But babe, if you did it earlier, then you would have known
It's
what he's
true,
like.
it's true. But you know what? He might have just turned around and then stopped liking girls' pictures. And then that could have hidden the mask of what was really happening. So
True.
this one girl stood out to me. Don't know why. Got a feeling.
She just had a
Pretty
feeling.
girl.
Gut feelings are crazy.
Seemed like a classy, nice girl, whatever. And I saw that we had a mutual friend, my sister. And they'd recently followed each other, him and her. And I was like, So I called my sister and I was like, Sophia, who is this girl? Like, let's have a nickname for her. Do you know what? She's such a sweetheart. I'm going to call her Angel. She's a sweet girl.
Oh.
So I'm like, who's Angel? And she goes, she's just a girl that was like on a mutual night out with me in Dubai. I know her through a friend. Hang on, whatever. My sister calls me back 5 minutes later. She goes, Antigoni, I've unlocked a memory. And I go, what? She goes, when I was out in Dubai on this night out, this was back in October. I met Cadet in January, right? So this is in October now. This girl was there and my sister shouldn't have even overheard this conversation because they were drunk and she was over there and whatever. But she said that this girl said, I've been dating this guy and, I've been seeing this guy and he's really psycho and XYZ happened to him. So something from his past that is very defining, that is it would be a mad coincidence if it wasn't the same person.
Yeah.
And then a few other details about what he does and whatever that
Match.
And my sister's turned around and gone, what did you just say? And she said, yeah, this mad thing, blah, 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 blah. And I remember when I first showed my sister a picture of Cadet, she was like, I feel like I've seen this guy before. She's like, I recognize him. But she couldn't figure out why, because obviously it's months later. She's then got a message in January, right at the beginning of January, before I've met him, from their mutual friend, Angel and hers mutual friend, saying, look, she's officially ended with this guy who XYZ. She's a bit low. If you get the chance, hang out with her, whatever. So my sister and her were meant to hang out on multiple occasions and they didn't because of various reasons. It got cancelled and whatever. So that's crazy as well. Anyway, I'm like, Sophia, I need to get in contact with this girl. So initially I'm like, I don't know if this girl's going to be a girl's girl. I don't know if there's going to be any smoke here. But then I realised something else. I realised he'd unfollowed my sister. So I was like, that's weird.
Suspect.
I was like, that's weird. And in my head, I worked it out. I was
But did he unfollow you?
No. So I realised he'd unfollowed my sister. It was obviously from before. So in my head, I've worked this out. I'm like, this girl is his ex. He's gone to reach out to his ex at whatever period. And he's realised my sister's a mutual. So he's unfollowed my sister because he doesn't want this girl to be like, how do you know Sophia? And he probably thought, if I ask him, why do you unfollow my sister? He'd be like, oh, my bad. I didn't realise. Accident or something. Yeah. So I'm like, Anyway, I'm like, I don't know if this girl's going to be a girl's girl. So initially I got like my sister's other friend to reach out to her. And you know, when you're like in your head, you're like envisioning the worst case scenario, you're like, it's not going to be that. Like it was just that. So anyway, long story short, I end up on the phone to this girl. And she basically is like, me and him were seeing each other for a year. He's never mentioned her existence to me, even though they'd ended like 3 weeks before I met him. He'd told me about his previous ex, who he told me ended a year before, but he was still sleeping with her up until like September, October, whatever.
So with Angel, him and Angel ended 3 weeks before you
I met
Cadet.
him. Yeah, before I met him. So and she was like, he got back in contact with me about 2 months ago, saying that he misses me and he wants to see me. But she lives in Dubai now, saying that like all this crazy stuff.
So while he is your
While
boyfriend.
he's my whole boyfriend, he's got into contact with this girl.
Or his ex.
His ex. But like, and I said to her, I was like they were never official, but they were like together seeing each other for a year. So it still counts. That is your ex.
Yeah.
She tells me, she was like, he put me through so much. Like, I don't want to talk her business. I'm only going to talk my business. But whatever, they had a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Found out he was cheating on her with his previous ex. And she'd found out and she'd come to her. And so I was
So
like,
it's like literally what's
literally what's
again.
happened. Like, you know, she literally said to me, she was like, this is like history repeating itself. And she was like, I can't believe like I was about to let him back in because he'd come back and said all this stuff that like he hadn't said before and all of this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, she was going to be in London when I was away in Cyprus. So he would have...
So he's like planned it.
He'd like planned it or, you know, or he'd planned to like push me away. Who knows? I don't know. But basically he was emotionally cheating on me with his ex.
That's
if she was in the it
That's
is
not
cheating.
emotionally,
It is
that's just cheating.
It is just cheating.
If you
yeah.
have a girlfriend or boyfriend and you're messaging someone else
That
saying
is
that you
cheating,
miss
yeah,
them
it
and you
is.
want to be with them,
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Honestly, can you imagine when I'm hearing this on the phone? I was just like,
Did you just pause? Were you like...
I was just like,
Shocking, yeah.
I was crying. I was like, I'm a
Did you cry on the
Pisces
phone to her?
baby. I cried my eyes out. Like, she cried too. Like, she's a lovely girl. Like, actually a really nice girl. And I actually think this happened to save both of us. Because I think, you know, she would have ended up...
Maybe giving him another chance.
Well, this is the mad thing about the divine timing of it and why I really think that, like, God had my back in the situation. Because imagine my sister went for lunch with her 2 months before he'd messaged her. I would have just found out because she would have talked about her ex and we would have realised, oh God, that's my new boyfriend. And she might have said to my sister, oh yeah, he was really psycho. But with me, he wasn't psycho. So it wouldn't have done what it needed to do. Or it would have been so much worse. I would have gone away on holiday. She would have come. He would have made my holiday hell because my gut feeling would have been going crazy. I would have come back. He would have probably deaded it off with her again. She would have been heartbroken again. And at that point, my sister would have met her. We would have found out that the whole summer
and it would have been way worse.
It would have been way worse. Or the other thing that would have happened was I would have never found out. And he would have had a little thing with her again, got back with her, probably ended it a few months later. I get a call in November. I miss you. I want to make this work. And I would have been like, yeah, baby, let's do it.
Because at this point, you're thinking
he's a good guy.
He's just not grown enough.
Exactly.
And then maybe by November, you'd be like, maybe he's done some growing up.
100%. And he probably would have got back and we would have been perfect for a few months. I probably would have taken him to my sister's wedding. And then where 6 months would have been wasted, it would have been in a year and a half. And that's why like I found out everything I needed to find out when I did. So anyway, I found all of this out now and I'm like getting, and I was like, did he not? And she was like, she asked him like, have you been seeing anyone, whatever? He's like, no, nothing serious. Meanwhile, you're at Greek Easter
with your
family. With my family. Like, do you know? Like, I was like, I cannot believe this. Like, because the thing is, when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I want to do the world for them. Like, I will give my all. Too much, I think. Yeah. I've learned to like, maybe I should hold back a bit now. But I was like, how am I there? Like, going to he likes seafood, right? So like, you know, I'm like, baby, like tonight I'm gonna go to your flat before you get home from work. I've gone to the fishmongers in the morning. I've ordered yellowtail. I've made some Nobu like I've made starter main courses. Like
that's where you went
treated
wrong,
this
babe.
man. Well, no, he's
do
my boyfriend.
Do you not know about black cat and golden retriever? Do you know about that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you were being the golden retriever.
But like, I want to be with somebody that I can do that. Like, it gives me joy to do that for the person.
Yeah, if you want to do that, be with a woman because it don't work.
Because the right man would appreciate it. No, they would. Like, listen, my sister and her husband, like, and actually, I'm around a lot of healthy.
I see your sister. Your sister gives me very much like black cat energy.
No, she does, but she does everything for him. Don't get twisted. She is a softie, but they're both reciprocal to each other.
The issue here is that your sister's husband needs to go to a lab and get cloned because it's just him.
Maybe.
It's very rare.
It's
And
not-
also,
I know,
we're talking 10 years they've been together.
true.
How long have they been together?
Yeah, they have.
10 years.
I
It's
know, but
different.
I rebuke this. I
I
rebuke
bet
this
you if she
mindset
was
that
doing
they've-
that at the beginning,
She was. Honestly, they've been, listen, I was like,
You're fucked, yeah. Because you're now your sister's with this guy, and you're gonna go through life thinking all men are like him. But
I
he's
don't.
way sharper.
It's not though. Look, there is a lot of trash people, but I'm around a lot of healthy relationships. Like two of my, like so many
your
of
parents
my
are gold.
so many of my friends are in these really healthy. I am around too many good relationships to settle for anything less. And also, my 9-year relationship was really healthy and really good. So I know what a good relationship
You need
is.
to hang around with me and Mandy.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know anyone that's in a relationship or anyone that's in a happy relationship.
Right. No, that's art. So the thing is, I do, and that's why I couldn't tolerate any less. Anyway, whatever. I'm like to
We
her.
need to hang around with her.
I
She
want to
needs to
go
hang around
in.
with us.
I'm
Can
like,
we hang around with your group
yes,
of people?
absolutely. No, but I genuinely think being around healthy relationships and seeing these relationships, it made me realize, like, how can I settle for anything less when I know how good there is? I rebuke this scarcity mindset. Like, I at some one point was like, there's no good guys, and Fiona actually said it to me. She was like, no, we're not having scarcity mindset. There's a lot of good guys.
We should get her on here.
Yeah, absolutely. For real. She is like genuinely like always giving me
Yeah.
gems of like
That's
things.
good.
Yeah, because I do think when me and Mandy do say, like, if you believe in the good, then you will get good.
Absolutely.
But I mean, you believed in the good and you got trash.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah,
you,
but-
you live and learn, and like
I
things
don't
happen, and like
know.
you know.
I have to be honest with myself.
Yeah, maybe.
And like, I feel like I know men very well. The kind of
Yeah.
life I've lived, I know them very well. And I just think, look, I think if you go through life being a little bit more aware of their nature, then you can protect yourself a bit better.
But I don't. The thing is, I'm not unaware. It wasn't like there was hella red flags that I was ignoring.
No, 100%.
You know, I actually was quite, vigilant, and I was, I would look out for things. But he just played the part really well.
No,
you know?
I mean, like, you are loving him
Yeah.
so purely in the way that what I believe is that most men don't appreciate and value. Like, when you do a lot of great things for a man, they think, wow, I'm so great. Look, she's doing so many great things for me. I'm so amazing.
But you know what, though? I had brunch yesterday with a guy friend of mine who recently went through a breakup, and he was on the other side of it.
They always say that though.
No, he actually like this. I'll vouch for him. He's a really good guy. And the girl he was dating was an avoidant. So
Okay.
like he did like, she came back from holiday and he basically like filled up her
Yeah, but that's
petrol
exactly
card,
my
done all
point,
this stuff,
babe.
done all of
That's
this
what
stuff.
I
That's
was
what
about
I
to say.
point.
Oh, so you're saying you need to be a bitch.
wants to be that guy. A man has to be the golden retriever and the woman is the black cat. He loved her. He's probably really obsessed with her, probably heartbroken because she is the black cat. And he's trying to get that
So
same energy.
maybe, I don't know though. I actually think like, I don't want to change the person that I am because like the right person will appreciate it. And
So
it's
do you
like,
think the
know,
next guy you meet, you're going to be making yellowtail for them? straight off?
not that quick. No. They're not getting no yellow tail.
Do you know what it is? I just think it's like,
Nando's.
there's so many women out there that are like looking for true love and like talking with their girls, and girl chat is about, I want to find the love of my life and true love and a happy relationship, get married, have kids, and I can't wait for all of that. Woo, white dress, ring, woo. Do you know what I mean? Really and truly, most men in groups aren't really, can't wait to meet my true love.
Yeah.
No, but
They're
like,
not really doing that. They're like, football, yeah, you suck a dick. Yeah, oh, but it was great. Yeah, you fuck her. That's what their
I know
conversations
guys
are.
though, like I have guy friends that actually are like that genuinely are in a place where they're like, I'm down to meet the right person. Like I want to.
That's the emotional gal then.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
down to meet the right person. That
The problem is we don't want those guys.
Yeah, she just said the problem is we don't want those guys. That is the
true.
problem.
That is very true.
Yeah,
She's right.
I'm a sucker for. I like my type is the guy. I like the guy.
So
the
if
guy-
you
the guy.
if you want the guy, then you're gonna have to act
maybe
a little
I-
bit less so
Yeah.
selflessly
Babe, honestly,
loving.
in my last relationship, the more I did at the
Yeah.
beginning, like I was cooking breakfast every morning, trying to learn Greek dishes, and I was trying to like invite his family around to his house more. On Christmas, I'd go all out, and like the more I was doing, the
Less you
more
got.
of a dick he was to me. And when I pulled back and I stopped doing it, I started seeing a different energy.
you know
Yeah, but
what
maybe
it
that's.
is?
I do think that's just the wrong person, though. I think the right person is going to receive it well. Like, I don't think that, it is as black and white as like if yes. Also, you guys know me. It's not like I'm there like being some pushover girl. He knew from the off. I don't take any shit.
Yeah.
You can't be toxic with me. You can't be this with me. Like he knew he couldn't do all of that. That's why I never met this toxic side of him that his exes knew.
It was all
He
behind that
knew-
wall.
It was all behind that wall. There was one time where he got drunk and he was rude to me on the phone. You were actually there, and it was like, and he spoke to me really rudely on the phone. The next day, he called me and he apologized, and I literally said to him, I said, if you ever raise your voice and speak to me like that again, you will never hear from me again. Like it's not like I take shit. Just because I'm kind and I'm loving doesn't mean I'm taking shit.
I completely agree. I think you're way more stronger than me, and I think you're way more intolerant of disrespect than me, and I think you're like, wow.
I don't think you take shit though.
I would love to be more like you.
No, you
but
are.
I think you're more real and more honest when you first meet a guy. You're so
pure.
Like the things you want. The thing is, the things I would want to do if I was single, the things I would want to do for a man that I really fancy from the beginning, I would stop myself from doing. I think it's very much similar to, have you ever met a guy, and you fancy the fucking pants off him and your vagina is fucking throbbing and you just want to fuck him, right?
Yeah.
But why don't we?
You have to wait.
But you don't.
But why don't we?
No, you're right.
The reason we don't is because we know that when we are just ourselves and do what we want to do, they see us as less valuable. And they see us as less worthy.
No, you're right. And I literally learned that from my past, even down to like you said, like just cooking food and like doing all that, like wifey shit.
Same as sex.
Same thing. Like
this was my boyfriend, guys. It was like we were in a relationship at this point. It wasn't like
I
didn't do it 1 month in.
I was doing it for the guy I lived with for 2 years, and he was taking advantage. As soon as I stopped, he started becoming like way more obsessed.
But I think Tig is right though.
Yeah.
In time, as the relationship gradually progresses.
Look at the way you are with Ginger Beard. He's lucky if he gets a breakfast out of you.
Yeah. Anyway,
everyone's relationships and everyone's love languages are different. Like, I think like the thing is, it's not like 1 month in I was doing all of this. He did a lot first. Like it built up to that. Do you know what I mean? Like he was someone who showed me all these qualities that like I genuinely think that like he met me and he wanted to be the person that he pretended to be.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to be that person. Like, he went like he really planned a nice date on my birthday. He did X, Y, Z. Like, and I really like there is someone in there that isn't such a bad person, but he's too damaged.
Well, I think that him, no matter how you acted with him, he would have turned out to be a heartbreaker.
100%.
Because someone who's a cheat is a bad person.
Someone who's a liar and a cheat.
That's the worst.
Exactly. Like, I think people that cheat are evil.
I agree. I think it's the weakest thing. And the thing that I realised, through all of this was just that he was the smallest man I ever met in a very tall man's body.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that you can't change. His exterior couldn't fix that.
Because
so I confronted him.
Yeah.
So I said to Angel on the phone, I was like, listen, I know you're going to probably want to go and speak to him now, but I was like, do me a favor, just hold off for a minute, let me go and confront him, because I don't want him to know that is coming.
Yeah, and you deserve
So I was like, shall I call him first? Shall I not? Like, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to turn up. Which is not really my brand. But I was like, I'm going to...
Off-brand today.
Off-brand, but I was like, this is what we're doing. I had stuff at his place that I'd left there that I was like, I'll get back at some point. I was like, no, I'm going and getting my stuff and I'm never speaking to him again. So I've turned up now. I actually turned up to his like work first because often he'd be there in the day and he wasn't there. And like one of his like colleagues was like, he's at home. I was like, cool, I'm going.
Gosh,
must be so nervous.
I was so nervous. I turned up and like, you have to like obviously buzz to be let in the building. I was like, oh, I don't want to buzz. Like this cleaner was going in the building. I was like, I'm just going to go in. So I've gone in with the cleaner. And the cleaners had to like let me up the lift as well. I was like, sorry, I forgot my key. Like, Gone up, got to the door. I'm like, knocked on the door. He doesn't answer, but I can hear that he's like on calls, like in his like foyer bit. So he probably couldn't hear me knock. So I've gone, let me see if the door's open. So I've gone, and it was open.
Breaking an entry.
Essentially, I've walked in and he's turned around, he's gone, you're all right. Obviously, we've broken up 2 days before.
I would have been shit scared.
He was like,
is everything all right? And I said, no, I need to talk to you. And he said, I was like, do you have time? And he was like, well, I've got like work and stuff. I was like, yeah, cancel them. We need to talk.
Cancel them,
I was like, cancel them. We need to talk. And he was like, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, oh God, I haven't spoken for ages. And you just feel like,
yeah, you got that knot in your stomach.
Anyway, take it away. So anyway, I'm like, I'm going to give you a chance to be honest with me now before I say anything. And he goes, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? No. Like, da-da. Are you sure? I was like, I know. So why don't you just tell me? Obviously, there's probably loads of other stuff. And that's why he's like, I don't want to admit to the wrong thing. I go, who's Angel? He's gone, some girl I used to see. First of all, how disrespectful to her. Anyway, just some girl you used to see, yeah? He goes, yeah. I go, so you didn't reach out to her while you've been in a relationship with me? saying that you miss her and that you want to see her and like you have all these feelings for her. And he goes, yeah, I did do that.
He admitted it.
He had to, because he obviously knew I knew, because like and the thing is that was crazy in this conversation. I kept looking at him thinking, who are you? He did it. The only things he ever admitted to in this whole convo were like things that had a smoking gun. Anything that was like questionable, he was denying it. It's like I said about my sister thing. I go, you unfollowed my sisters to cover your tracks. And he goes, no, I didn't. And then later in the conversation, I said to him, just be honest. For once in your life, be honest. You unfollowed my sister to cover your tracks, didn't you? You did do that.
Did you admit that?
He goes, yeah, I did.
What was his facial
And I was
expression
like? His face was like, so he was going from like being really defensive and like, he was like, you know, he was like, God, he's going to be so spun when this comes out as well, but whatever. I've always like respected the people, like privacy of the people I've been with. Because
but no one knows who he is. He's Cadet.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I don't want anybody to know anyway. I just don't want to be associated.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a good thing that you didn't put him on public.
Right, exactly. And that's really good. But anyway, nobody even knew I was in a relationship. So when I went through Heartbreak, I was like, I didn't even know you had a man.
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, I was like, I literally, do you know what? When I initially said it, I just turned to him and obviously I was upset and I said to him, I said, why would you do that to me? I said to him, why would you do that to me? I was so good to you. I was like, if you didn't want to be with me, why didn't you just end it back in May when you reached out to her? And remember I told you, a key thing to remember, my gut feeling started to kick in. He'd reached out to her that week that my gut feeling started
When
to
you
kick
were at
in.
Mykonos?
No, before that, when I told you that he got insecure about this guy from my past.
Oh, over dinner.
That was when he
yes.
first messaged her. And then I think at first she didn't entertain it and then whatever, he was reaching out with months and God knows what else he was doing.
This all stems from insecurity.
Yeah, 100% he cheated on me in Central Pay. 100% he cheated on me in other circumstances because he is a liar and a cheat. That is the fact of it. It literally, like in my song, in one of the lyrics, it literally goes, I stood by your side, you cheated and lied. And it's like literally, so I said to him, why would you? And he goes, you know, he's like, I tried to like do the right thing and, you know, I was going to end it with you. I was like, do not add insult
How
to injury
rude.
now and tell me you were going to end it with me. You weren't going to end it. You would have. If you were going to end it, you'd have ended it. Even when I came the other day and I said, fine, like this, he was like, can we have a few days to think? If you were looking for a get out of jail free card, a way out, I just gave you one. Because he tried to say, you know, did you not think like, you know, I agreed for us to end it like pretty quickly. I'd already made the decision. I go, you asked for a few days to think. You don't ask for a few days to think.
But that's
If that's the
irrelevant
case.
anyway.
Like, it
I'm
is
sorry.
irrelevant.
That's like Gingerbread cheating on me and be like, I was going to
I was going to end it. It's like,
Irrelevant. Yeah,
irrelevant. I was
you
like,
still cheated.
yeah, I was like, you've come into
You
my
didn't
house,
end it
you're
though.
shaking my dad's hand, you're like around my people. Like, I literally said to him, I was like, I'm like the freaking fishmongers buying fish to cook you.
Fish.
And no, because it took
Fuck the fish.
Do you know what I mean? But seriously, like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, you're letting me run around, give so much of myself while you're literally just disrespecting me to such a high level. And then he was like, then he was just like, I know I fucked up. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know that you're, so he literally says to me, he goes, I know that you're rare. And da-da-da. So when you said that's the thing to me, when you're like, you're rare, I was like,
But you are.
thank you.
You are, because you're such a kind, pure person.
Yeah.
And he did that to someone like you. He's going to have bad karma, yeah?
Well, that's the
Bad.
crazy thing, because I remember like on our first date, when I said to him, I look for a secure man, I said, what's your type? What do you look for in a girl? And he said, you know, I look for someone who's kind. And I said to him, and I believe it, because I am kind. And the girl he was with before is very kind. And I said to him, you do realise that in order to be in a kind relationship, you have to be kind. And the way that you've treated me is incredibly unkind. I'm like,
Cruel.
I said to him, I was like, who are you? I was like, I don't even know you. Like, and this is the thing that like, you know, I was like, wanted to talk to you guys about, because I think it's something that probably so many women have been through. Dating is scary because you do not know who you are dating. You can be in a whole relationship with somebody, sharing your bed with someone, being intimate. And if you're a real, honest person, you don't expect that person to be so fake. I remember like a long time ago, like I had a conversation once with my ex, who I'm very cool with, and he's a great guy, and he's in a like happy relationship, and you know, that's amazing. But I remember once he said to me, we were talking about like the concept of moving on and trusting somebody else and whatever. And he said this funny thing to me where he said, the truth is, Tig, we just don't know these people. And that always stuck with me. I'm like, it's true. And when we broke up, I literally thought to myself, he was right. We
You
just
know
don't
what's
know
so crazy
these
is that
people.
that's what Cowsick says to me.
Oh.
He always says that to me. He's always like, well, you know, like now you're going to be single. If I'm single, you just don't know who you're going to meet. How can you trust them?
That's really
Bro,
manipulative.
he can talk. We don't know who he is on a fucking... weekly basis.
But
But it's true though.
As in, like, I know that he's not like doing this.
Great, yeah. But also, I think that's
yeah,
why.
but it's just confusing us on a weekly basis in a different way. Every
Right.
week, we don't know.
But that's why so many people you see end up with someone that they knew their whole life, someone they went to school with, someone they grew up with, someone from at the very least the same culture.
Also, you
Because
don't
it's
know.
like, you know, you don't
I
know.
don't
It's
know.
true. You
I'm
still
with
don't know.
Gingerbeard for 4 years. You don't know. You
No,
don't know
but
who
there's
you
some
fucking
things
could
that you
be.
do know. Like,
You do know.
There's some things that you know.
You
Even
don't know anyone, man. I'm watching so many Netflix documentaries.
yeah, it's true. But
It's
like,
scary.
look, the thing is, you know, when you get to know people in their lives and whatever you integrate, like you have massively integrated into their worlds and into their lives. You know, his
Still.
relationship with his like family and everything
Family.
was a little bit more tumultuous. Like it wasn't like, you know, I met his brother, like I met people in his life, but like there was a big part of his life that I would have
Yeah.
never known.
Well, I
I can't
do
relate
think-
to his upbringing.
But I also do
you know?
think, yeah, no matter what, like I do think that you don't know, you don't ever know anyone,
yeah,
but you also definitely don't know someone before 6 months.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
for sure,
that's a
for sure.
fact, I think. Like no matter
Definitely.
how intense it is, even if it's like the most intense
course.
relationship, I believe there's a 6
I would
month
say,
mark.
yeah.
But you believe you're getting to know the person.
Yes,
you
that's
know?
why when people
You
like
believe
got
you're
engaged
getting
after
to-
6 months, I'm like,
Yeah.
a bit strange.
I saw someone
And everyone
online
keeps
2
saying to me,
months.
and people keep saying to me, oh, you know what, it doesn't matter if you're not with cousins, you might meet the love of your life, get pregnant, get married within a year. And I'm like, I'm a bit scared of that situation happening because God knows you're going to end up being
Yeah,
weird.
but you have to think like, let's say you get married in 6 months of knowing the guy. It could turn out to be a good
It
guy.
could.
But also
Could turn out
there
to be
is
a serial
things
killer.
like, for example, if I started dating somebody now from like a North London Cypriot guy, the chances are I'm going to know his family, I'm going to know his upbringing, I'm going to know there's going to be more there. Like this like breakup has like very much made me lean towards my culture more. Like
Yeah.
I've always like as a human, I am Cypriot, I am in my culture. But I always was like, it would be nice to date a Greek or a Cypriot, but it was never like, I need to. Now I feel way more inclined, like I really hope that I do because
Oh,
like
I
there's
think that'd be
things,
so nice.
it would be nice, but there's also just like the chances are, there's just this thing of like, you know what you're getting to an extent. Like, yeah, to the truth
I don't know,
is
I'm
you
not gonna
never,
lie,
you know,
greasy real guys, yeah, like
There are-
very, very negative traits.
Do you know what?
Listen, there's good and bad in every culture.
I
I'm not
think
going to say that,
you
but
can
I'm
get-
saying
you-
there's things that you innately know. Each character is different, but I just mean I'm going to know that he understands certain things about my family dynamic and certain things about, like, I'm not saying that they're a good person because they're from my culture. I
Yeah,
just
'cause
mean
you can get-
there's
they
things
can
that
still
you
cheat.
for sure. And
In fact,
when I was
heard
in
that
Greece, oh my
I
God,
heard that Greeks are
cheat
notorious
like
for
crazy.
cheating. They're like the biggest cheat.
No, but look, when I lived in Greece, like I could not believe the cheating that's all going on. People cheat in every culture.
Yeah.
But my point is that like this whole concept of like
You
we don't
just
know
feel
these
more
people.
Like, I think what you've been through, I feel like you could just feel more comfort. I think that's
Definitely,
because you've
yeah.
gone through so much pain and heartache. You're just
She
going to
wants
feel
to
more
vet
comfort.
the whole family, bro. She wants
100%.
she wants someone where her mum and dad
Yeah.
knows their mum and dad
Correct.
knows everything about
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But also it's just like,
Do you
know,
think you've gone like it's trauma now for you, like moving on
do
and
you know,
meeting
I don't want to give
someone
him
else?
that much power. And I think at first, I actually said to him in the like, when I was confronting him and we had this whole thing, I was like, how dare you give me trust issues now? I was like, I never looked at what you were doing. I never looked at that because I was so loyal to you that I didn't. I said, now I'm going to go into the next situation and have to be so questioning. But you know what? I think I'll have my eyes open. I think I'll reserve a part of myself. I'm definitely in an era now where I'm like, I'm going to date, but no one is having that place in my life until they really earn it.
So no more
I'm not-
fishes.
Yeah, no more fish.
No more
until,
yellowtail.
You know, until we're deep in. But like as in, I think I'm the kind of person, like I'll meet somebody and if they tick loads, but I'll be like, cool, let me give you my energy and see where it goes. I'm not doing that now.
Yeah, yeah.
And also,
Babe,
as
I
soon as-
also believe in trust. Sorry. I also believe that trust has to be earned.
It does.
I don't
yeah.
think you should just go in and just be like, oh, I trust you.
I
I
think
didn't blindly trust him though, but I looked for the signs.
no, I feel like
And he was consistent and he was like, you know, I would speak to him every day, every night. Like, you know, I didn't have a reason to think that he was moving mad. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
I think when you become exclusive, like then in the months following, maybe you do a few checks.
Yeah, well, there was one situation actually where there was a girl. So I did a little check actually once where there was a girl who was a dancer that I know, and I saw that they were mutual, but for some reason her name came up like a rat, and I thought, has he recently followed her? So I actually saw her and I said to her, "Can I ask you something? Do you know this guy? I'm with him." And she was like, "Oh, we actually went on a date like a year ago." So, and I said, "Okay, cool." I was being paro. So like I did, you know, when there was little signs,
Yeah.
I would do my search. I would like, it wasn't like I was being blind. Like I'm not like
When I speak to people
silly.
that are like married or in long relationships and they don't check their partner's phone and they don't
Yeah.
do it, I feel like that's good. It can get toxic if you carry that kind of behavior on and like that's just not, there's no trust there.
Yeah.
But at the beginning when you're building trust, I think it's
Yeah,
sometimes it's good.
maybe. And you
Like
know
when you-
what? I just got to take it as it comes and see.
Yeah.
Like in this situation, I think that like he just like, the version of him that his exes had is a version that I never met until I confronted him at the end. I never had this toxic guy. I never had this manipulative, because he knew that I wouldn't stand for it. I think he's always gone for women who I guess he felt like he could mold and whatever, like, and that is not in any shady way. Like this, Angel is a lovely, lovely girl, and I don't think she'll ever allow herself to be
Hopefully.
disrespected again. And actually, one thing that was like beautiful, they came to this, like, I would consider her a friend now. My sister's gonna hang out with her in Dubai. When I go in Dubai, we're gonna hang out. Like, I actually, because you hear a lot of stories
like
about
the other
women
woman.
being this. Yeah, it's like the other one, but I genuinely think like if you are both good women who were both victims in a situation, there is no bad vibes there. There's no bitchiness. It genuinely is what it is. And also, God, thank God for my friends, because your friends get you through everything.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
without my female
100%.
friendships, and even like bumping into you girls in Cyprus and just sitting and venting and having that conversation, it's just like,
They'll talk.
yeah, but it makes you
Bestie.
realize, like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let this affect, to answer your question, I'm not going to let this affect me moving forward. I rebuke the scarcity mindset. I rebuke the idea
love
of
that,
like that
though.
all men attract. No. Like, I actually want, what I took from this is A, trust my gut, and B, God's got my back. Because I saw what I needed to see exactly when I needed to see it.
100%.
Oh my God, you're giving me goosebumps.
But it's true though.
Look,
It's
I
true.
want that energy.
And I lost
think
hella
you
weight,
should
big
have that
slay.
energy. Your
Like-
energy's worse than mine. Sorry, I've got way better energy than you when it comes to men.
I've been going through a lot, yeah.
She's going through it right now,
Yes,
so
like,
it's hard.
what the
Even
hell?
when you were with Cowsley, your energy about men.
Because I've
been
seen
way more
more way than
positive.
I've seen way more than you.
No, you have
I
not.
have.
No, she has not.
I have.
Look, I think both of you really balance each other out. You remind me of me and my sister in some ways, because I think that there's times where you're like, "Arr," and you're soft, and there's probably times when it flips. And I think that like you balance each other out in that way. But you're going to be negative when you're going through something negative. But it is a conscious decision to be like, what do I learn from this? What do I take from this? How do I move forward? So, I actually saw this interview of Mahalia, the singer Mahalia, and she's like, someone asked her in an interview, what did you learn from your breakup? And it made me think, okay, what did I learn from this breakup? And I learned, like I said, trust my gut. God's got my back. And it just made me think, you know what? Like, I'm protected. And I'm not going to let this like affect me moving forward. And actually, I ended up having one of the most amazing summers, and I'm actually feeling like super liberated and super.
I'm so happy for you.
And I lost weight, which I wanted to,
Yeah.
and like Heartbreak slay, in a way
Yeah,
that I
you
like
always
glow
glow
up. Glow up. I've glowed. Do you know how many people have messaged me
You have,
saying
though.
you're glowing, and I was like, I must be.
It's crazy. I got the same, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you take that, and then the other thing is, I wrote a song about it.
I want to hear this song.
That I'll play it to you guys. Like, there might be a way that I can like.
Just maybe sing a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But
what,
can
like
I just say, by
acapella?
the
I
way,
should have brought my
about
guitar,
the
and then I
fact
could have
that
played
I'm
it.
still thinking about what you said. The reason why I might be more negative than you is because obviously I've been going through a lot, and I think for me it's more of a defense mechanism, because I think even though I've never been cheated on, I've been hurt a lot, and like I've experienced like heartbreak intensely numerous times, and I feel like the more if I'm like, well, men are this anyway, or men will cheat anyway, or men will do that. It's like I'm protecting myself. Even in my next situation, if I meet someone else, it's like almost like my defense mechanism is just be like, they're like this anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think that's
it's
I
wrong.
think that-
I
think that
agree.
is
I'm
wrong.
wrong.
I'm not like that.
Because that will make you saying something that you shouldn't.
I know, and that's why I'm like, I want to be more like you, and that's why you gave like that's
I
why.
always say there are really good men out there. I might not say it on the podcast enough because I'm always here cracking joke, but between me and my friends and everyone, I always say there are good men out there, men that don't cheat. There's loyal men, there's kind men. There are. I do still stand by that. Most men are quite
listen,
trash.
most men cheat, and a lot of women cheat too.
Yeah.
People. That the thing is, in this life, that's just how it is. But the point is, there is some people that don't, and if you set your boundaries and you're vigilant and you're whatever, like, in this situation that I had, the moment that something was presented to me, I dug and I looked for it. But like, one thing that I can say, like, I was proud of was that I walked away before I even knew all of that, because my gut was telling me something was off. And that's the thing, like, you could be in a relationship that like seems like everything's good, but if your body's telling you something's off, that's when you need to read it. But
So do you really believe in trusting gut instincts?
Yeah, and we spoke about this in Cyprus actually, and you were saying that you naturally are somebody that like jumps that anxiety and whatever. And I think that's the thing that is the hardest part is it my gut or am I just feeling nervous and anxious? And is it me? And I think the thing is, it's I think as time goes on, you learn to differentiate both. But I think the difference is, if you are feeling anxious and you're feeling away, you need to be with a person that when you take that to them, they know how to make you feel better, and they know, and they can calm your nerves.
And I think it's also about knowing yourself. Like I think like you know yourself, and you know that you're more inclined to like have random thoughts, like random paranoid thoughts. So you know that like just because you're thinking something, it doesn't mean it's true.
So like for example, if you with your relationship, when you have those moments that you said to me, you'll be a bit crazy and you'll be like, I think you did this or that, you'll go to him and he'll be like, shut up, Mandy, don't be silly. And he'll make you feel better. And I think that's the thing. I need to be with somebody, because I am a confident person. I walk into a room and I don't need no one to remind me who I am, but I want to be with a man that reinforces that. So that if I do feel insecure and I go to and I'm like, I feel this way, I want him to put me in my power, not make me feel worse.
That's why I feel like I'm very with the right person.
Yeah, because I think Gingerbeard's got a lot of emotional intelligence.
Right.
Does he?
Yes.
I think he just knows how to handle me.
From what I saw in Cyprus, like you two bounce off each other. Like, you know, I know that there's the you guys talk a lot of whatever, there's the
drama that we
I don't
want
to get in trouble with your fans by saying anything.
They love
good.
him. They love him.
They love him. Okay, fine. Well, yeah, like you guys in Cyprus, like I just thought, these two are nutters and they're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Because you like bounce up, there's that like,
we are. We're suited. Yeah. But I was going to ask, because obviously with your situation, I always ask you, what does your gut tell you? What does your gut tell you? I always ask you this.
You're so conflicted.
Yeah, because like a part of my gut tells me like, I've never felt anything like it with that what I have with him. And a part of my gut tells me that like, I don't know, I sound stupid saying it, but it's like, it's a connection that I just think it's not normal. But then a part of me, my gut tells me that I'll probably be unhappy.
Like then you should trust your gut, I guess.
Like guts are so
it's really difficult.
Guts are very
I need to go get some probiotics after this. Maybe will help sort my gut out.
Okay, so we want to hear a part of your song. Maybe just a chorus. I don't know, your favourite bit.
Yeah, your favourite bit.
And
everyone
make sure you stream.
I'll sing like the second verse and the chorus, right? I knew there was a darkness, but I thought you'd let me in. I lit a match, I held your hand, but you were too lost in the darkness. And it twisted up your heart, pushed me away until it all fell apart. And I stood by your side. You cheated and lied. Oh, 6 months I gave to you and I didn't know you at all. Who's worthy as I looked into? Who's the man behind the wall? I felt your heart, I held your pain, but you made me feel so small. Why would you treat me that way? Who's the man behind the wall? Whoa, whoa. Who's the man behind the wall?
Makes me emotional.
Me too, oh my God.
That was amazing.
I had my goosebumps.
Sure, my guitar
me too.
Literally.
How long has it been now since this all happened?
Like 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
5 weeks.
It's pretty fresh.
But you seem quite well.
Cyprus healed me. I was very blessed that I got to go away as soon as it happened. And I think because I found out he cheated, it was almost an easy breakup to deal with than like what I thought it was.
That's what I say. When something big happens, it's almost easier because it's like definite.
You're like,
exactly. And I was like, you know what? Like after like a month,
cheat on you?
Like,
what an idiot! He fumbled.
Bro, I said to him, like, I was like, I'm your girlfriend and you're on Instagram liking all these baddies pictures. How embarrassing.
Baddie. Like, I know. But anyway, look, Beyonce got cheated on by Jay-Z.
Megan Fox got cheated on. Yeah, I actually said that to myself. It would have happened. I was like, I can't think like that. But
no, definitely not.
But it was hurtful because I'm like, what were you like with me thinking about your ex? Like, ouch.
Yeah.
Would you give, like, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone that's like gone through it?
That's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them and their disgusting core.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Hurt people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, trust your gut. That's the one thing that I would take from this. And yeah, now I feel liberated. I'm having fun. I'm dating. And I feel excited about it. So yeah.
Antigoni, thank you so much for coming on. We love you. We appreciate you so much.
And I hope everyone likes the song.
Tell everyone the name of the song, where to find your Instagram, your other channels.
So Man Behind the Wall is out now. And you can listen to it in all the usual places. I'm at Antigoni, Antigoni. And also, because this is coming out before, I'm playing a show in London, 22nd of September. You girls are going to come. I think I told you about it before. I'm opening for an
100%.
artist called Marina Sati, an amazing Greek artist.
I'm going to be there with Ginger Beer.
So, yeah, come through. It's going to be a vibe, 22nd of September. And then you can hear Man Behind the Wall.
Live.
Yay!
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
guys.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.